that are sure to be a hit all through the holiday season is Maria. Maria, I love Madeleines, but they are tricky. They can be real persnickety.
Yes, they're fancy and they're high maintenance.
They are majorly. It's like an art to make a Madeleine.
It really is, and I did a lot of trial and error when I was doing this recipe because there are about 5 million ways, now 5,000,001 ways to make Madeleines.
And there's also 5,000,001 ways to mess them up.
Yeah, but it really is. It really is all about the technique, and if you can get the techniques down, you can do it. It's just really about breaking it down, and it's just this. Is it a cookie? Is it a cake?
Right.
It's a cookie.
Is it a cookie? It's a cake. Well, why don't you guys dig in to the two different flavors, because Maria is making two different ones today.
Yes.
One's Christmas spice, and the other one is hot chocolate. So first of all, the fact that you're making a hot chocolate Madeleine is mind-blowing. Let's start with the hot chocolate.
Yes, so I have my just all-purpose flour
Okay.
in the bowl right here, and I'm sifting it because that keeps everything really light.
Okay.
And to make it hot chocolate, I'm actually using drinking chocolate. So basically, like what you just
like hot
yes,
cocoa
but not unsweetened cocoa powder. Hot, like drinking
like proper hot
chocolate
cocoa.
powder.
Milk too. And
Yes, exactly. So I just pour that in there.
What a great idea.
Yeah, I mean, it isn't Christmas without hot chocolate for me. And also, just because we know that cinnamon and chocolate go really well together, some cinnamon, some baking powder that helps us get a really nice puff. Because, you know, the classic Madeleines have that lovely little bump on the back.
Right.
And that baking powder
That's
is gonna
their signature.
Yeah, it's going to help
have
with
the little,
that.
like
And
the
so
humpback.
do that. And I actually add in, I love using kosher salt. I know it's not a traditional French way of doing it. I'm not traditional French, I'm Italian. So I'm putting just some kosher salt in there, and I mix it all up. Just kind of, you know, the sifting, it just mixes everything up too, but just give it an extra little.
And the traditional Madeleines don't use baking powder either.
Traditional Madeleine. So when I was doing my research for this, 2 weeks, Miss Kimmy, we miss you.
Happy birthday, Kim.
Happy birthday, Kimmy. But when I was doing my research for this, I was looking at recipes, and Julia Child, the classic Julia Child recipe, doesn't have baking powder in it.
How does she get them to rise?
Eggs. So that's where we have here. We have sugary
Okay.
eggs. So the trick to this is put your eggs in first, and you mix them up and slowly add in your sugar. It's about half a cup of sugar. If you do the hot cocoa, you just do half a cup. If you do the spice, you do you add 2 more tablespoons.
Okay.
Of the 2 or 3, depends how sweet you like that.
Okay.
Add in your vanilla, and
Right.
so it's lightening up the eggs. You want them to be pale in color, and you can see a nice little like ribbon we have going on there,
Beautiful.
which is what you're looking for. Take it off, and then all you do is can I hand this over to you?
give that
Thank
to
you.
me. There you go.
All you do is fold in the dry ingredients. Folding is necessary because that is what keeps it nice and light. You don't. I've seen people mix it in with that, but in my trial and error, I found that you add it in, and you can see what I'm doing. I'm just folding it in.
If you work it
dry to wet.
Dry to the
Not
wet.
wet to dry.
Because if you work it too much, they're not going to be like puffy and moist. You know, the more you work any sort of dough or any sort of batter.
I'll pass this over to you. So what's cool about this is you continue to do this until it's all mixed together and all of the flour is incorporated, nicely incorporated. But we're going to cheat a little bit, and
you let it rest.
you let it. Well, so yeah, we have to add the butter.
We haven't even put the butter in.
It's melted butter at the end. So put it in. You want this to be, actually, you would want your flour a little bit more mixed in, but we add in the butter, and that's what makes it really nice and luxurious. And fold it in, and you will continue.
And you want melted butter, but not too hot.
Melted butter, not too hot and not cold, obviously, but actually it can be slightly warm to the touch. And so what you want to do is you want this to rest in the fridge. So I'm going to go grab the one that's in the fridge.
And how long will we have that rest in there?
I would rest it for at least an hour, but I have found that if you rest it overnight, that it's actually better because it gives you that nice little bump on the back of the Madeleine that you're really looking for in a classic Madeleine.
Okay.
It does.
It does. And look how fluffy that is. Do you see? That's so fluffy.
Madeleine.
No.
No.
And so then I have you can't make a Madeleine without a classic Madeleine.
No, you cannot.
You need a special pan.
Yes,
right?
you do. That's why it's kind of fun for Christmas in July because they look like little seashells.
I know, they're cute.
And all you do is take your tablespoon.
Do you need to use your finger?
Yes, because then you lick your finger out.
Got it.
Spray molds ever?
Thank you. This is a great question because when you have a nonstick pan, you could do a cooking spray, which is what I do. Or if you have like maybe an older pan or something like that, you can do butter and flour. So do a layer of butter and cover it with flour and tap the pan out to get the excess flour out, and you're all set.
And then scoop away.
You just scoop.
And then you spread them.
They'll spread on their
They
own.
spread on their
They will spread on
own?
So what you want to do is let them be like this and pop them back into the fridge.
Okay, why back into the fridge?
why
So
much
that
resting?
actually helps. The resting just helps it kind of create that shape. So when you put it into the oven, you have that change in temperature, and that's what makes it pop. So
Okay.
pop it in the oven,
How long?
350 degrees, 9 to 11 minutes.
Wow, those are
I got you.
those are beautiful. But wait,
But wait, there's
that bomb.
more. I'm going to just pop these guys right on here.
and you've also made this beautiful dipping sauce.
Yes, this is, you can't have hot chocolate without marshmallows. So this is marshmallows, milk, butter, all of the things.
Oh, yum.
All of the things.
Because I can eat,
things.
because I can eat about 100 of these.
Yes.
You make a large batch. How do you store them?
You can just store them at room temperature, but I do find that they are best the day of. So if you have a party, you can make the batter ahead of time and bake them off nice and fresh. But yeah, you can store them at room
No,
temperature.
the best place to store them in your stomach.
Very good.
Wow.
So good.
And what about the Christmas spice?
For the Christmas spice, it's just nice, some fresh orange zest. And I do the spices that we all love. I do cinnamon, and I actually do cardamom because I love cardamom. But if you either don't have cardamom or aren't a fan of cardamom, you can do some nutmeg or some clove, and that would just...
How about allspice?
I love me some allspice. All of the spices.
This is amazing.
I never see you happier when you talk about food
Yes.
and desserts.
Amy.
Thank you, Maria.
Yeah. Give me more. Give me more.
Wow,
This recipe
good.
is available online at hallmarkchannel.com.
So good.
Up next, Lawrence.
That is right. You've asked for it, and I've got the answers. So stick around because I've got the perfect holiday style solutions to your fashion dilemmas.